The first week of Las Vegas Raiders OTAs is largely in the books, and after the first week, yeah, we can come away with some observations. We can kind of tell what's going to happen, or at least we can get a general idea of who's standing out and really doing some really good things for the team, and who might be a little bit behind the eight ball. Or is that the expression? Whatever. Anyway, so here are 7 observations that we saw, throughout multiple reports through Raiders OTAs or organized team activities. If you want to make this thing longer. Number 1. So Aiden O'Connell is looking sharp and accurate. Yes, obviously there's a quarterback battle between Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, but to be honest with you, Aiden O'Connell, just with some of the things and videos that came out, he is looking sharp, he is looking confident, and yes, I'm excited to see what he does in year 2 as the starting quarterback for the Raiders. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, and he is going to continue to impress as we go along here. Plus, with a better offensive line, great weapons, and a good running game, yeah, I think this is going to be a really good year for Aiden O'Connell. Number 2, Dylan Luby, however you say it, Dylan L. You guys have been making fun of me for the entire week that we have been making videos about the former running back coming up out of New Hampshire, and who is a stud, by the way. He is making some noise. So there's a couple of different things that he brings to this Raiders offense that we necessarily didn't have before. When you talk about his ability to take jet sweeps, his ability to run between the tackles, his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. Like, don't get me wrong, Josh Jacobs is a really good back, but Dylan L is going to be really, really impressive for the Raiders. I think with just all the different things that he can do, I think it's just going to make this Raiders offense so much harder to guard. And yes, I think he's going to have an opportunity to kind of be a jack of all trades player for you, especially with what he can do in the return game as well. I'm excited to see it. Number 3, so the Raiders are stacked at safety. Yes, you got Marcus Epps, you got Trayvon Morrig, but Trey Taylor has been making some noise as well. I know the Raiders are very, very excited about him being a player that could come in and potentially play, maybe even start right away. He's going to be a name to watch, but right now the Raiders are stacked. They've got 3 really good safeties. It might be really, really hard to not keep all 3 of them on the field. I would love to see that personally, but right now they're stacked at safety. They got some good backup players as well. Like there is definitely a new feeling to this Raiders defense. Number 4, Tyree Wilson will have an uphill battle. However, he came back looking absolutely jacked, which is good to hear and everything. But, they talked a lot about his move to the inside, some different things that he's done in the offseason, his leadership that he's gotten with Max Crosby. But overall, he's going to face an uphill battle because Malcolm Kuntz is going to be a star. You heard it here first. I mean, you talk about his first couple of seasons not getting an opportunity, and then all of a sudden just absolutely coming onto the scene last year and having a really, really good third season in the NFL. 8 sacks for him, 10 total in his career. I think he's a guy that's probably going to have double-digit sacks. And yes, Patrick Graham was absolutely elated with his development and what he's doing. I think this is just going to be the tip of the iceberg. The confidence that he has right now, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I definitely think that he's going to be that yin to Max Crosby's yang, and he's going to be a name to watch throughout the rest of OTAs and even training camp. Number 6, so the DB competition will be fierce. So Jack Jones didn't participate with the team. It was OTAs. So there was a ton of players that didn't necessarily participate, but overall, there is going to be a lot of competition in this DB room, which is a very good thing. So specifically at cornerback, I really like what we've seen out of Jacorian Bennett. I think he's going to be a name to watch. Even DeCameron Richardson, I think, is going to be battling. But Brandon Faceson, him and Jacorian Bennett were both battling it out to be that number 1 starting corner opposite of Jack Jones whenever he does get back on the field. So this is going to be a big-time competition for the Raiders and what they're going to do as far as the DBs go, as far as the corners go, So Jack Jones and the cornerback position is going to be a big question mark opposite of Jones, So that's going to be a lot of fun to see, and it is going to be tight. Number 7, Thayer Munford is the starting right tackle for the Raiders. Like, he is, their exact words were that he is entrenched as the starting tackle for the Raiders. And yes, we've also seen some other offensive line news, like Dylan Parham getting a lot of snaps at right guard. Plus, we saw JPJ kind of leave the field with an injury that was not specified. So hoping he comes back with a really good return and everything, and it's not anything serious, but This offensive line also does have depth. You got Whitehair, you got Andreas Pete. Like, there's actually some really good depth here, and no matter what happens, I think the Raiders' offensive line is going to be vastly improved, and Thayer Munford's going to have a really good season in his third year in the NFL, and I think this is going to be the start of something good. I know you guys didn't come here to hear me sing, but that's been a song that's kind of been caught in our head. But overall, I think the Raiders are heading in a very positive direction, especially with what we've seen from the first week of OTAs. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, all that wonderful stuff. But let us know what you guys think about our 7 observations from Las Vegas Raiders OTAs.